Welcome to Mom Knows Ball, your favorite mom-son podcast. I am Jordan King, and this is the one, the only, the colorful as hell mom in her get up today. I guess it's 70s inspired. How are we doing, Mom?
I'm doing fine. And you make fun of my clothes all the time, but I'm very fashionable. So I am not going to listen to you. And certainly not going to
It's
take
always
and I'm certainly not going to take fashion advice from someone who do I need to say anything
from
else?
someone who, continue what you were about to say.
Look at your outfit, and this is pretty much your
This
skin.
is because, if you didn't know, outside of your little bubble, there's a thing called the Masters on. And this is like a Masters green shirt. So I'm in solidarity for my golf brethren. That's why I'm wearing it.
Your
so
golf brethren.
Keep up, I guess.
Always something interesting. Hello. We're so sorry that it has been, 4 weeks since we've recorded, had an episode for you. So we had decided we were going to record every 2 weeks until we got really heavy into football. And then we missed that second week. And then we had a recording on the books. And, it was nobody's fault. Maybe it was, because I actually think it was Jordan.
It feels like this is very targeted. Sometimes, hey, we're not feeling it, you just don't have it.
Yeah.
Think of it like an athlete, who's just like, hey, I don't have it today. I'm gonna go 1 for 12. I'm probably gonna have a couple turnovers. It was just not gonna be like tapping out. I just needed to tap out, coach. So
okay.
I saved you guys a bad show for a better one just a week later.
Okay.
So again, I'm no hero.
You
but
are not.
You're welcome. I'm just saying.
Okay, lots of sports going on, Jordan. Just all the sports worlds are just merging.
There's the Masters, which look, the Masters is the one golf tournament I lock into. I'm not a huge golf guy. I dabble in the Dimplehead community, but I'm not as locked in. But there's stories, there's stories that I can get behind, and there's the Rory story, and Rory McIlroy I'm going to call it now. A little peek behind the curtain. It's still going on, the tournament, but I'm going to say Rory has won the Masters, and he completes the career Grand Slam after a decade plus of not winning a major. This guy was what sad sports figure could never win it, and then won almost like a Dirk Nowitzki.
Josh Allen. Well, Josh Allen still hadn't gotten the win.
Josh Allen still has. That was just mean. Now we've lost our Buffalo audience, the 2 members.
I just couldn't.
It's very I don't know. I like that sappy, up and down kind of redemption arc, and I think it's cool that he's going to be able to, after just such a long drought of these majors, he's going to do it, and doing it at the venue that would give him the career Grand Slam, which is winning at all 5 majors. So yeah, I think that's
as you would say to me, cool story, bro. Cool story, bro.
It's just, okay. All right. Sorry that I like to diversify my sports knowledge. I'm not.
No. I'm glad because you and your brother, y'all play golf, and so y'all are really kind of locking in.
I just want to correct myself. 4 major championships, not 5. But
well, good. And
I know how little she cares about this.
No, Jordan. It's just that I there was a time that I was paying close attention to golf, and then I stepped away from it. And I think when we lived in Florida,
you stepped away. What was why did you step away from it? What happened?
I stepped away from it.
Was it did you do a notes app story hey guys, I need some time away from golf. I know you'll miss me. What was the
You know what? I do miss our mindless yapping, and
we can make the whole episode just mindless yapping because
and that's what we're doing today. We are going to do this one little quick segment, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on. And what Jordan is making fun of me about is I was complaining today that I'm kind of suffering from college basketball withdrawal. Like March Madness is over, and what am I supposed to do? Like, there's no more college basketball. I even said we should come up with a cute name for it, and we threw a few around. I think Tamara said
Some names were thrown around. Yeah, they were, and they were good too. I like. You guys should see the drafts. Like that's. I'm just saying. Like that's.
There were names thrown
Maybe behind the
around.
paywall. What?
March Anger, or April. No, April Anger, March Sadness. March Sadness is kind of cute, right? That was Tamara.
I mean, yeah, it's very. It is. It's good. I like that, and I'm proud of you for coming up with it. And as you would say, cool story, bro. Yeah.
Here we go. So let's do this little "Did You Know" segment. We're gonna try to incorporate this into every episode. So I'll tell one thing about Jordan that you all didn't know, and he can tell one about me. And we're not gonna do anything incredibly embarrassing, Jordan.
I mean, her words, not mine. But okay.
So I thought that our subscribers, listeners, viewers would be interested to know that Jordan did stand-up comedy. And he did stand-up comedy like within the last year and a half. So when I was living out in LA, I'd see him with his little notebook and he'd be writing down jokes. And then he went to like this place where I guess new comics tried out their material. So yeah. So you wonder why he can be so humorous on the fly. That's what
she can't even say funny. She's like, oh, like what's his? I'm not gonna give him that much credit, but
so yeah. So Jordan, stand-up comic. I bet you didn't know.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That's a good fun fact. And yeah, it was a fun time to try something new. I will say it's like not that I really fully committed to it, but people like quit their jobs to be stand-up comedians. Like I have a lot of respect for that profession because there's a lot of grinding that has to be done. It's not something you can like do on the side as a hobby. But it was really cool to kind of like get that, they give you 5 minutes and you think 5 minutes is nothing. And it's like 5 minutes is you've run out of jokes after minute 2 and you're like, all right, so I guess I'll get on out of here. So, yeah, okay.
And anyway, hey, listen, I still have this is my last can of Voodoo. So, okay, Voodoo people, check it out. This is my last can. I think Jordan drank all of his already.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably a week ago I went through it. So,
okay.
And that's my second time going. They're great. So
we do love them. What's your fun fact about me?
I mean, there's so many, like a lot. I'm trying to see if this story's gonna age. I'm gonna say fun fact. Start off tame. That mom lived in Minneapolis for like 6 months.
A year.
And, like out of nowhere. A year. Which was so out of her comfort zone. It was right after college, so I visited her once or twice. But what I really respect about my mom, and I think is hilarious, is that she had this going away party as if she had been there for a decade. And I'm seeing pictures on Facebook and it's like, we're going to miss her so much. I'm like, who are these people? Like, were they hired? Like, it was, I don't know if she threw it for herself or they threw it, but she had a full on going away party when she had just got there basically. And that's a reflection of, my mom's ability to adjust to her surroundings. And, there were people of all, races and religions, and it was just like a mixed bag. And she's Minneapolis's miracle woman, I guess, but she clearly made an impact on the great state of Minnesota. So okay. I always find that funny. So
I remember you commenting on the going away party. Here's the fact you're missing. I was not only leaving Minneapolis, I was leaving a company that I had worked for 5 years. So most of those people had known me for 5 years, not just 1 year. So it was.
I mean, logistics, yeah. It just, again, it's okay. Like, you threw yourself a going away party, and they were like, "Oh, like, didn't you just move here?" And people showed up, and the pictures were great.
Okay.
But no, I do, having to explain to people the different places that you've lived. It's like, how much time do you have? Do I really want to get into it? Sometimes I just lie and say she's still in Alabama. She never left. So yeah, it's just like, she's in California, she's in here, she's in there. So Minneapolis added to it. We'll get into maybe our PA days, our little stint in Pennsylvania. Again, another just
now, if I had thrown a going away party for Pennsylvania, because
you probably tried to. And Crawford and I talked you out of it, so we did a cruise instead. So
okay, so now you guys know, a few more details about Jordan and I. So,
they're only going to get progressively more embarrassing and possibly inappropriate. So we'll probably have to do some filtering. Well, they'll ask me to filter, and then I won't. But yeah, just stay tuned. That was just a little bit of a teaser. It's definitely gonna get a little bit more spicy. So.
And I think I've changed the name to "I Bet You Didn't Know" because that sounds better. I bet you didn't know. So anyway, yeah, and I had to
mom and her name.
Yeah, and so okay, so we all did our brackets, and we watched all the basketball games. Hey, congratulations, Florida! Congratulations, UConn! But we got to give some love to our favorite basketball player, Harmony Turner, Harvard Ivy League Player of the Year. This sister plays some ball. And we're going to look for an opportunity to get her parents on the show. But guess what? I'm going to her watch party tomorrow night for the WNBA draft. So we're recording on Sunday.
Awesome.
Fingers crossed that Jordan gets this episode edited so that by the time she's already in the WNBA,
that's like you've already thrown this pressure on me, and now it's like, anyway, you're going to go to this watch party, and it's going to be great regardless of if there's an episode or not. We know in spirit that there is, and so there's a lot going on in people's lives.
Okay, all right. So I got a question about college football right now. It's April. How do we already have drama in college football? Like, how in April, when it should be, we've got spring games, we got transfers coming in.
Well, I mean, half the teams aren't even doing spring games anymore. And
that's part of the drama. So
yeah,
the big one is the QB1 for Tennessee, Nico. I'm not going to mispronounce his last name.
You were going to, so you're just not going to try.
I'm just not going to try because I want to be respectful. Yeah. And so he, stopped coming to practices, and head coach said, we're kind of moving on without him. The speculation is he was negotiating with a couple of teams. They've thrown out Ohio State, Oregon, maybe some others. And so it feels like the NFL in college football, which I guess it kind of is, right?
Yeah, it's getting a little, I don't know, like, I don't want to sound like an old head, but the NIL thing has become such a wild, wild west. And like, I guess in my head, I thought when it was first announced, it was going to be something, oh, these kids can make a quick buck on the side. And now it's like, there's contracts, and I don't even know how it's regulated. And, there's people who debate, oh, you could probably make more money staying in school than you could, going pro on a rookie deal. I don't know. The whole thing is kind of like, it's hard to keep up with, and it makes the game, again, we're always going to be like faithful to, our school and team, but it's all like, it really is a reflection of like the pros. Like it's mirroring more the pros. And I guess we liked college because there'd be that, guy, the 52nd man on the team who never plays and comes in and gets a tackle, and like those little feel good stories. But like it feels like it's less, I don't know, guys like will graduate and go into the draft and you'll see their draft videos and it's like, all right, they were at Arkansas and then they went to Arizona and then went to Tennessee and then they went to Alabama. And it's like, all right, well, I guess, like, what do you do with that? So.
And here's the thing I don't have a problem with NIL. Like, I don't have a problem with, what I have a problem with NIL in conjunction with the transfer portal, because the problem is the players can just go from one team to the other and they don't have to sit out. I think that if the transfer portal wasn't there, you would not have players willing to sit out an entire year. So I've always thought players needed to have more resources in college, but I just think it's becoming a little much. And in addition to, kind of the drama at Tennessee, it's the whole, we don't really have the spring game. So like Alabama had their spring game, but it was really more like of a practice. It didn't have the A-Day feel that it used to have, and a lot of Alabama.
Those used to really matter. Like that was like especially for Alabama, because Saban never wanted to name who the starting QB was. I mean, it could have been like, I don't know, like Tom Brady playing. He would have been like, well, we're still looking at both QBs, and he was. So those spring games were giving us a lot of the time it was a competition to see who was going to be QB1, and there's just none of that anymore. Like and kids these days.
And I will tell you, Alabama fans, and again, we are somewhat spoiled still, but they were very, they were not happy and did not show up for the game in the way they normally do. And so, I'm in a bunch of groups. And so one of my friends, he texted this. He said, Bama and the GOAT changed the perception of what a spring game looks like for Tide fans and made us the envy of the college football world. No other school has even come close. The fans and the team need to not worry about the crowd at the practice game. And he's right, because we were like, where are the people? Where are the people? And if I'm not mistaken, Alabama's spring day game, A-Day game, was the first one that ESPN televised. I mean, again, I'm an Alabama fan. I'm probably, a brat about stuff as well. I need that A-Day.
I would never say that about me. Ever.
I need that A-Day game so I can start to look at the talent, analyze the talent. People want us to do.
They need you, they need you to, because they need your opinion and your analysis. I mean, it's what you can do to make up for it is rewatch, just a game from 2008 or a game from 2009, how you do, where you're just rewatching games that Alabama won, because that's, I guess, a normal thing.
It is.
Rewatching sporting events.
It is very normal.
It is. No, it's like I know I'm home when I walk in the living room at 2:00 on a Sunday and mom's locked into a game that happened 8 months ago and she's like actually stressed out as if she doesn't know what the outcome's going to be. So that's next level fandom. I respect it.
And you should.
But yeah.
And you should respect it. And I will say, we have a little following here. So I had somebody reach out to me and they said, we need you all to do an analysis of the QB competition at Alabama. And so, of course, we didn't see the game yesterday. I'm not even sure who all played because I know Ryan Williamson played. So Jordan and I, next episode, we're going to do some analysis. Jordan is breathing hard.
We're gonna name the starter. Again, Alabama hasn't officially given us the green light, the verified check mark to do so. But the unofficial starting quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide for 2025 will be announced on exclusively on Mom Knows Ball. And again, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of like, we're gonna say it's not official, but I'd say it's official coming from us. I mean, we are more like the Adam Schefters of the Alabama, like, the Alabama football team. We have the inside track, so get ready. Hopefully, this doesn't lead to a cease and desist from Alabama football. But yeah, we're gonna name the starter exclusively. This is like a Pat McAfee level announcement. So get your popcorn ready, and we will be announcing the starter.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Jordan, is there anything else in the sports world that you want to talk about that we haven't talked about today?
Well, and again, I'm watching real time right now, and Rory is we might have to re-record the beginning because Rory's blowing it.
Whoa.
Hate to see it. He's now in second. He just bogeyed.
No.
Yeah, so but that's okay. We're gonna all good. I will say one more thing. Luka returning to the Mavs was that game happened on I think Tuesday or Wednesday night. Maybe Thursday.
It was Thursday.
I'll just say
Thursday.
I'll say all the days of the week, so I'll be right with one
it was
thing.
Thursday.
But seeing him so emotional, and you can just tell how much, like, those were the tears of a guy who was like, oh, I'm gonna be here forever. And outside of the Nico Harrison, like, fans yelling, I love the fact that fan base and Luka have an understanding of like, hey, what we had, what we did, what we accomplished meant the world, and you'll always be a guy we root for. And I think that's like, you don't see it because no one makes trades like that, which is another story. But like, I love a former player coming back and it being just pure love. And like, it makes me think maybe one day he'll return. That's like my wishful thinking, but it's I'm happy for Luka. I'm going into this playoffs, even though the Mavs are in the play-in game. Again, I don't know if I'm like rah them, but I'm rooting for storylines. I'm rooting for players. I'm going in with no dog in the fight. Would love to see either the Lakers or the Warriors. Maybe Steph get another one, but I just it was a very classy way to do it all, not by the organization, but by those fans and Luka in that respect. And I think that is that's just awesome to see, and it wasn't manufactured in any way.
Well, I mean, the organization did do the video, so you have to give them some.
Okay, yeah, they did the video, but it's like, I don't know. It's like the video didn't do anything. Like they showed a video of how great he was, but then they traded him. So it's like, all right, like it was just awesome highlights of Luka. And yeah, it would be weird if they didn't do the video.
Yeah.
But it's just the whole, I don't know. I'm not going to give the Mavs organization really any credit for anything they've done right now. But I will say, like, the fans get it. My brother, like, he's talked about how he's a Lakers fan now, and we both kind of like poo-pooed it, but I think there's a large, I think he's in the majority of people from Dallas who have switched over to be Lakers fans just because of Luka.
Yeah.
So
no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep. Okay. Yep. I think that was important to talk about that. And then Luka dropped 45 that night. So just another day in the neighborhood. So I think that's all we got. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And it's going to be 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And again, big announcement exclusively on Mom Knows Ball. And then in parentheses, please don't sue us, Alabama. This isn't official. Also want to shout out our amazing producer, Tam. Last minute kind of change in recording schedule. She was grinding at the gym, getting in the game. So the fact that she came in, produced the hell out of this segment in the show. So thank you, Tam.
Yeah, and I don't think she either. I'm not in the chat because I am not technically.
She doesn't know how to like navigate any.
So I'm sure she's probably told me something to do, and I haven't done it.
I always have to go in the chat because I know she has no idea what the.
Anyway, okay, good show, good show. We're back. It's spring. We got all these.
Great to be talking to y'all. We're excited. There's a lot of sports to. People talk about summer being slow and everything, but we got some events coming up that I think will get people excited. So yeah.
Okay. All righty. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Jordan, do you know ball?
I try to know ball.
Okay.
I try to know ball.
Okay.
Mom, I mean, should I even ask? Do you know ball?
I'm mom. Of course I know ball. All right.
Of course.
See you later. Subscribe, share, like.